Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to another video, and I guess you could say welcome to the end of summer. This is Labor Day weekend, the official end of summer, even though fall doesn't start until later on in September. But I am out here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, along the Schuylkill River at a park. It's called Riverfront Park, and I brought the scooter with me to ride some more of the Northwest River Trail. I am not alone. There are some of my fellow YouTubers here with me. In fact, Matt is the one that organized this sort of an invitation-only meetup for some of us. So we met here at the park, had some burgers and dogs, and now what we're going to do is we're going to hop on our scooters, and some have e-bikes or whatever, and we're going to ride the Northwest River Trail from Riverfront Park here up to the White Cliffs of Conoy. So if you remember my first video when I was from out here about 2 years ago, we met up at Cozier Park up the road a couple miles, and we walked down to the White Cliffs of Conoy, and I had the drone up and gave you some aerial footage there and everything, but I am not going to be putting the drone up today or anything. We're just going to ride on the scooters, take a nice leisurely drive along the river trail, and head up and check out some ruins and the White Cliffs again. So let's get mounted on the scooter and head on down the trail.
Oh, I had one. If I would have known, I would have brought it.
Matt's got a scooter in a car.
I'll be good.
Yeah, I only brought this.
You got that anyways. You got people on tractor lights.
All right, and we are off. We are leaving the park. Jay has got a new scooter there that is really fast and can be faster, that he is testing out today. In fact, his video will be coming out in a couple days on it. And of course, the ever so friendly and comic relief RJ is in front of me there. So this is a nice trail here coming out of the park, which I haven't been on yet, but we got a couple miles to go until we reach the White Cliffs of Conoy. So who we have here at the picnic that you probably saw passing, we have Jay with JP Videos, obviously Matt is here, Jake and Becky, Mr. Smith Net and Adventures with Dex, RJ78 Productions, and subscriber Dan from Altoona is with us again. One person I forgot to mention that's also with us, Nick from Nick's Crossing, is riding with us today. All right, so the first stop that we made here is we are along the Susquehanna River, but we stopped to check out this railroad bridge here. I'm not sure if this was Reading or Pennsylvania Railroad Bridge. If I find out, it'll be at the bottom of the screen, and I believe this bridge is still in use yet. But this is spanning the Susquehanna River. I got to get my river straight here. I'm so used to doing the being along the Schuylkill River, but Susquehanna River. But very nice stone arch bridge. All right, so here is information on the bridge. It is called the Shocks Mill Bridge, and it was a Pennsylvania Railroad bridge. So you can pause the video, and if you want to read that, there's some pictures here of the bridge. While it was being constructed and when it was in use. All right, so we are coming up on the White Cliffs of Conoy, the one entrance here, and this trail is busy for Labor Day weekend, a Saturday, but when we were down here, even in the winter time in November the other year, it was still busy. But we're coming up on one of the entrances to it. Well, here we are at a familiar site, and what you see behind me here should be familiar to you. This was probably 2 or 3 years ago when I was out here at these cliffs in November with Matt when he had the meetup out here. But today there's actually leaves on the trees, and Matt has his drone up there, as you're probably going to see here in a little bit in one of the clips. But I did not bother bringing mine up here, but it is a nice warm day out here to be walking around these cliffs again. So we're going to walk around here a little bit more and check out these cliffs, check out the cliffs before we head back on the, get back on the scooters and head on the trail again. So if you haven't saw my previous video, it'll be popping up there in the corner of the screen right now. When I was here a couple years ago in November, and I did get footage of the quarry, which is right over in there. So this is the deposits or waste, you could say, of the quarry operations over there. These cliffs here are man-made. but you can't get too close to the edges because this is soft, and yeah, it will give out and you'll go tumbling a couple feet there down and probably hurt yourself. And when you get closer to the river, it gets really steep there. So you can climb down over there. In fact, I think in my previous video I did walk down here, down by the river, and Jay and Becky are already down there, but you do not want to get close to the edge here because this can give way, and yeah, it's a little bit of a long ways down. So Matt's got his, which one is this now?
This is the DJI Air 3.
So this is the Air 3, which comes with the controller now that has the screen on it. You don't have to use your phone, which is probably going to be my next investment.
I love it.
But he is right above us right now with his drone. In fact, I can see it right up there. He's flying over top of us with it. But that is sweet. I love that control.
Yeah, and this is the new updated control. It has these extended antennas. The range is fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's turning out there that you can see it. If not, go to his channel, whatever he's calling it these days. All right, so we are venturing past Kozier Park, and this is an area that I haven't been on yet either, but Matt said there's a couple remains up here, maybe a mile or so, and then we'll most likely be turning around and heading back down to Marietta. This area up here is actually called Bainbridge. Coming up, you'll get a good shot of the Susquehanna River off to the left there. All right, we made a stop here because this is a old graveyard, and it looks like that one there might be 1877 or something, maybe. I can't quite make out the dates on the stone there. But if you saw one of my videos from a couple years ago when I was up in the mountains, there was a cemetery up there that I filmed up around Tomes Flat up there in central Lycoming County that had a small grave site like this that was really overgrown. This one's a little bit more well maintained than the one that I saw up there. And also another video I did when I was at Little Pine Creek State Park, I came across another cemetery up there too, and those videos will be popping up there up in the corner of the screen. All right, so this is one of the canals here that we came across, and from what I was told, it's the Pennsylvania Canal, but I'm wondering if this might have been part of the Union Canal maybe. I'm not sure. Whatever information I'll find, I'll put up at the bottom of the screen, and it sounds like there's a train coming. And yes, right through in the back there, but we can't see it. Looks like it's a bunch of coal hoppers. First time I've ever seen a train on this line down here, and I'm sure some other people that are with me too will say this is the first time they saw a train on this line. But this is one of the locks right here for the canal, so pretty cool. All right, I believe we are at the end of the trail. Maybe not. I knew Matt said it doesn't go up here much further, but I think this is the end of it. All right, so I was right. We are at the end of the river trail, and we are about 7.5 miles away from Riverfront Park where we set out. So I should be good to go getting back there on the scooter. But Matt had said that this is a hydroelectric plant that's across the street there, and you might be able to hear the roar of the water. But if I zoom in there, you can see the water coming out of it. And if you look there, you'll see the wall of the dam where the water is channeled down from all the way up there at that waterfalls that you see. So it's basically its own canal or own little dam, and I'll put the name of the plant at the bottom of the screen there for you. Matt told me the name, but I can't remember it. And then that plant that's over there in the distance, that is another generating plant. That is a coal-fired power plant over there. And the train that we did that went by, they managed to catch up to a crossing where they could see it. They were empty coal hoppers going through, which had 2 DPUs mid-train. So we are going to turn around from here, and we are going to head back to Riverfront Park. We got a 7.5 mile ride ahead of us to get back. All right, so we are headed back to the Riverfront Park, and the other group had to turn around and go back because Jay left one of his bags sitting along the way, so they are actually on their way back and well ahead of us. So we'll meet up with them in a little bit here. All right, so we made a stop here, and this probably looks familiar to you, which I'm going to walk up here and let Jay explain this, because we were trying to figure this out when I was here 3 years ago in November what this was, and we thought it was something to load the cars with the limestone from the quarry that's over in the back there. So Jay actually knows what this is.
Yeah, so when I was here the first time with Matt, I originally thought it was a type of platform or even a bridge that would have came out maybe over to load the train cars. But when my video came out with the help of some viewers who did some research, they determined this was a holding area, and these are the supports or bases of basically the containers on top that would have held the finished product and would have been awaiting to get loaded onto the train. As to how they loaded it, I don't know if it was like a hopper type device or if it was something else, but this was a holding area right along the rail side of the finished product awaiting to get loaded for delivery.
One thing we noticed when we were here and everything was dead, it looked like there was a grade, almost like there was a bed going out, you know, towards the rails out there and everything.
Just
so
a siding here that would have came really close to it just for loading. That's a good possibility.
So, but mystery is solved with that. So, and again, if it's not already, the link to my video when I was here 3 years ago will be popping up there in the corner of the screen. We weren't quite fast enough. Mixed freight train, manifest train. Wish I would have known the number on it, but all right, so we left Riverfront Park, came down here into Columbia, and we are going to walk up and check out a tunnel that is just up here about a mile or so, but we are under the Wright Bridge, I believe it is, or Wright's Ferry Bridge, which goes across the river from Columbia over into Wrightsville. So where I am standing right here now and looking behind me, you can see where the tracks would have went for the Reading line that came in here, and somewhere around here there was a turntable also. But we are going to venture across the street here and walk up the trail, which is about a mile or so, and get up and check out this old tunnel that is up there, part of the river trail. I don't have much juice left in my scooter, so we are going to be hiking it up there or walking it, but it's only about a mile. So let's get started and do a little bit of exploring. All right, so we crossed over, I guess this might be Front Street here, I'm not quite sure, but the Northwest River Trail is actually what looks like a sidewalk here, but goes up along the road, and then it'll branch off and follow the actual railroad bed up there and everything. But somewhere in this general area here, where this here on the other side of the fence here, somewhere here Nick was saying was a roundhouse. So I'm not quite sure the exact proximity of it to where we're at here, but it was along here somewhere. So got a little bit of a hike yet to get up there, but this tunnel should be pretty neat to check out. Oh, look at that. There is a train coming into the yard. And I believe those are sand cars that it's hauling there.
Third train of the day. This is one of those trains I've seen on there for a while.
So where we're at here is one of the boards talking about this ruins that you're going to see here in a couple seconds, but you can pause the video and read all this information if you want. But Matt alerted us to this furnace that was here, and it's called the St. Charles furnace. There you can see an old picture of it. And the actual furnace is right there. So the other gang, they already went in it, so I'm gonna venture in there and get some pictures and see what the inside looks like. All right, here we go. Climbing up over these rocks and gonna try and get in here.
If you stand in the center,
Yeah.
down low, take a picture straight upward, because then you look like you're in a well hole.
Nice.
Careful,
What?
there's a lot of loose wood.
Yeah, I see. I discovered that coming up
There
here.
almost like fell. There's like some more loose wood.
Oh, this is cool.
Becky,
Yeah,
look at
does look like I'm in a well. That is awesome.
wave.
This is really cool. All right, so I made it to the top here. There you can look down, see Nick down there. Dan's over there, but this is looking down inside the furnace, and I had to climb up this menagerie over here where RJ's at. But this is a cool ruins here of a furnace. So we're gonna get out of here and we're gonna venture up the trail a little bit more and check out that tunnel. There you go. There's a piece of anthracite coal as proof. Maybe it was from the railroad here, because right over there I saw the signs of a railroad bed with the coal silt and everything. But this furnace that was here was also a coal furnace also. But yeah, there's thanks to Nick for spotting that. So RJ looked at the board a little bit more there. So right here was the railroad, the furnace, and right here was the Pennsylvania Canal, which according to Matt, he had said it ran the whole length of the Susquehanna River. So the canal was right over here, and somewhere there was some kind of bridge along here somewhere too. Walking footbridge, I guess you could call it. All right, so we found the line here which goes into the yard down there, but right there you can see the switch that went in to for the siding that went into the coal furnace there, and the line is cut here. And from our railroad expert Nick, that is a federal regulation to make the rail inaccessible. So that's why, if you saw in my one video from down in Oaks at the convention center down there, that line, there was a section of the rail that was cut. That's a federal regulation that they have to do. So, but pretty cool that we're finding some remains along here. All right, so we're looking at the rails here, and this is 1916 is the date on the rail, and just to the right of it there is 125 lbs/ps. So I'm pretty sure that is 125 pounds per square inch, and it looks like Maryland is stamped on there. And Nick found another date on one of the rails. What was the other date you found? 1926. So 1916 and 1926 were dates that we found. And there is the point of interest. So this is the tunnel, and I'm going to let Nick explain this here in a minute, the history of it and why it's not in use anymore. All right, so I am going to give the mic here to Nick because he knows more about this tunnel than what I do. All I know is this is a tunnel and it's abandoned.
All right, guys, so this tunnel, from my research, was built 1850 to 1851 for the Pennsylvania Railroad, It actually was the original main line from the Columbia branch, and this would actually be a double line with very close clearance in between. This tunnel was hand worked, blasted by hand, everything, hand tools. You'll see lots of scarring on the sides of the tunnel. And later on, they decommissioned the tunnel due to safety and capacity. To our left here, the NS line was all built on backfill, and that's where they rerouted the tracks to. There's a couple great storms that happened the earliest 20th century there, and they basically decided to decommission this entirely. So here it is. It's preserved, and it's one of the only tunnels that's fully carved from rock without any cribbing or anything like that. But the face on the other side is, I believe it's stone lined, and there's a little bit of brick lining, but that's it. It's all stone.
Now, is this the one supposedly haunted?
Yes. So every bridge, tunnel, and covered bridge in PA is haunted, but this one has a phantom. Allegedly, you'll see a globe at night between the hours of 12 and 1 a.m. They think it's actually a conductor or road worker that was hit. There were reports of people being struck in this tunnel when it was alive and well and active, so it could be, but you never know. But railroaders like a good ghost story.
Well, everybody likes a good ghost story, but I've never come across anything, you know, out of the ordinary or paranormal or anything like that. Well, it's not just that. Getting back to this tunnel being haunted and everything, and how I never experienced anything out of the paranormal, though, but you did the first time I met you when we were up there at Wirtz's, that red covered bridge. You experienced problems with your camera or something like that.
So I actually had my camera malfunction. I was using the Osmo. Actually, no, at the time I had another gimbal. Camera totally deleted most of my stuff. Malfunction. I was actually out with Jay. We were looking at GG1s. Both our cameras, his and mine, corrupted. Instantly lost everything. Had to redo everything. I've had a couple experiences out in the tracks at night that have been pretty sketchy. Seeing lights and things and hearing stuff. So
yeah,
it's pretty interesting. But
you had that problem with the covered bridge, but yet me and Matt, we had no issues with our equipment and everything. It's
a covered bridge, so it's got to be haunted.
Yeah. Well, somebody did die with that there. So
I remember that.
We're gonna walk through this tunnel and check this out. And as Nick said, this was a double line through here, but this is just awesome. I'm not sure which tunnel I like better. If I like the one up there at Jim Thorpe at the Gorge, Turnhole Tunnel, that's the name I was looking for there, or this one. This is so cool though, how this is carved out. And there you can see on the walls over here, you can see the scorings, the marks from where they were drilling in, either to blast or chip out the rock. Plenty of cobwebs on the rocks too. What Nick was talking about with the stone face there, and it's that the typical red sandstone again that was used with bridges and tunnels. Here is a better shot of the other side, the face of the tunnel, and how it was carved out. Okay, so over here in the wooded area, we found these concrete slabs over here, and there's some over there. So from what Nick was saying, this is probably was used as the signal bases for the signals that you see along the road back in the day and everything. So we found that, but Nick found a catenary line, and there's also over and about in there you can see a concrete footer over there too on the side of the hill. So that could have been for something, maybe for the old trolley line that Nick said used to run through this area too, that used to take you from, I guess, Marietta or something down to Columbia. There was a trolley line here somewhere, so that could have been what that was for. We don't know. But we are going to turn around from here, Jay's just getting done doing his stuff, and we're going to head back, and that is going to wrap it up for this video and this adventure out here in Lancaster County. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that video of our get-together there out in Marietta, having that little picnic there and exploring the Northwest River Trail. I will definitely be going back to that probably here in the fall or over the winter once everything dies off here and you can see more, because I definitely want to explore that canal that's out there more and check to see if there's any more locks out there and everything. So my thanks to Matt for putting this picnic together and inviting me. This is the second time they had a get together at the end of the summer. Unfortunately, last year I wasn't able to make it because I was working, but I was able to make it this year, and hopefully we can have traditions like that continue on through the years. So, and thanks to JP Videos for providing some of the photos that you've seen in the beginning of the video there and everything. And it was great seeing everybody once again. Haven't seen some people out there in a while, so it was good to just get together, talk, and have a good time and everything. And I'm probably going to wind up spending some money after I saw some of the equipment that was out there and what everybody was riding. But anyway, if you did like the video, please give it the thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the channel and just found it, consider hitting that subscribe button down there. And if you want to be notified when I upload new content to YouTube, you can ring that bell down there in the corner. And again, thank you to all the new subscribers, not only here on YouTube, but that follow me on the other social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. My TikTok page, or TikTok channel, is growing very rapidly, so I thank all the subscribers on all the social media platforms out there. So until next time, it's have a ball and do it all. We'll see you soon.